Boom. Hello, boys and girls. You are now listening to episode, 16?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, episode 16 of the greatest podcast ever. Don't you dare be sour. Clap for Nathan and Peter and Field of Power.
Exactly.
How you doing, Nate?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good. So, just in case anyone's curious what this is, it's called the Neu Daye Podcast. My name is Peter Daye, D-A-Y-E. His name is Nathan Newman. The Neu Daye Podcast. We've been going for a while now, but this podcast itself has been going for 16 weeks.
Well, there might have been a week that we missed in between, because I don't think we did one last week, if I remember right. So
well,
it hasn't been 16 consecutive weeks, but it's been 16 weeks.
Yes. It's been 16 weeks of us doing it.
Putting up with each other.
Yes. Me putting up with you.
No, I'm putting up with you.
Oh, this motherfucker get brand new on me just like that. You hear that, folks? Ain't that something? Even on my birthday.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Yeah, man, 38, dude.
I sent you a message on Twitter, but I figured I'd
Didn't I reply to
say
it?
something in person so I'm not a total dick.
Well, you're a dick. Let's not like beat around the bush there. I mean, there's no denying that you're a complete asshole. But you're my asshole. Oh, that sounded bad.
That sounds terrible.
That sounded real. Pause. Pause.
Cut that out right now.
I know, dude. I guess whoever's listening will find that entertaining. So, without further ado, man, let's get into this because I got a birthday ahead of me. I just planned something, and I'm completely stoked. I'm so stoked, and I'm just ready for the evening to show up. So, let's get. This is so anyone's who listening for the first time. This is the point where we give our best and worst. If you watch or listen to the Dan Patrick Show, they have this thing where it's called the best of the worst of the weekend, and this is a good way to sort of get a grasp of what your weekend was, and people calling in and they're talking about either situations or in sports that are that they liked and what they hated, and for us, we do it since we last spoke. So, all the way from last week up to now, Nathan Newman, give me your best and worst of the week.
The best is a match that was announced for Wrestle Kingdom 10 that'll be coming up on January 4th of next year, which is a Monday. And the worst is Seth Rollins' injury and what it means for the company. And it could mean something good for the company, so it might not even be all that bad. But
so what is
for
this?
him, it's bad.
So the Wrestle Kingdom 10, a match was announced?
There's 2 matches so far announced. It's AJ Styles challenging Shinsuke Nakamura for the Intercontinental Championship. And then, of course, you've got, as of now, this match isn't official, but Tanahashi won the G1 tournament, or the G1 Climax, back in August, and he is set to face the champion at Wrestle Kingdom 10 in the main event. And as of now, the champion is Kazuchika Okada. So if that match sticks, it's going to be a complete role reversal of what we saw last year. But I don't know if Okada is going to make it to Wrestle Kingdom 10 as the champion. So we could be seeing Naito versus Tanahashi for all I know, or someone completely different.
Oh, well, first off, the AJ Styles thing. So he's just completely knocked out of the heavyweight championship picture altogether? And how is the transition from being not only a heavyweight holder to a number one contender, and now all of a sudden he's going for the Intercontinental belt? Because you don't see that too often in the WWE.
The transition in New Japan isn't all that bad, because like if it were to happen in WWE, let's say Seth Rollins, had he not got injured, let's say he lost the WWE Championship and then won the Intercontinental Championship not too long after that.
Yeah, all of a sudden he wanted the Intercontinental. Yeah.
But it would be seen as a step down. But as far as, like, if you look at the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship and the IWGP Intercontinental Championship, there's not too much of a difference there. The belts are seen, to me, as equals. And, like, Nakamura's a former IWGP Heavyweight Champion. I believe he's held the title at least 3 times, to my knowledge. But he has held the Intercontinental Championship more. And so it's just, the belts to me are equal, but it's just a matter of which one they want to focus on and do whatever. But they put equal amount of focus on both titles, because they don't have they've got the Never Openweight Championship, which is a lesser title, kind of like the European title was in the Attitude Era. But they don't really have a situation where the WWE does, where it's like they've got a U.S. title and an Intercontinental title. They've just got the Intercontinental title and the Heavyweight title.
That's strange. I mean, equals?
For the most part, yeah. That's the way I've always seen it. I mean, it hasn't always been that way, but that's kind of, ever since Nakamura stepped down from the heavyweight ranks and decided to go for the Intercontinental title, he said in an interview that he was going to make the Intercontinental title as prestigious, if not more prestigious, than the heavyweight title, and that's exactly what he's done. And
that was Nakamura. So
yes,
I remember when I was watching the Access channel, and it was basically the show was centered around the ascension of Okada, right?
Yep.
And one of the things they focused on was one of those pay-per-views or one of those big card matches that it was a fan's choice of who was going to be the main event, what belt was going to be for the main event, and that the fans actually chose Nakamura and his title defense.
Correct.
Over Okada's heavyweight title defense, and that it bothered him. Like, that was like something that ate at him for a while, and he admits, he goes, that's what Nakamura said. He wanted to make that belt just as prestigious, and he succeeded.
Yeah.
But it hasn't always been that way, though. It took Nakamura to raise the level of popularity. Yeah. Well, is it a matter of popularity or a matter of prestige? I mean, I
think it's a matter of both, in a way, because, when Nakamura lost it to Bad Luck Fale, the Intercontinental title wasn't that prestigious. And now, that ever since he won it, and ever since he beat Fale to win it back, it's like his goal was to raise the prestige of that title. And even the current champion, which I believe right now is Hiroki Goto, it was Hiroki Goto, and then Nakamura won it back. So even Goto's reign, he was doing everything he could to add prestige to that belt.
But did he?
Yes, he did. His matches during his title reign were actually really, really good. Goto's a guy that often gets slept on.
Yeah. I like Goto.
But he's a guy that's really, really good.
It sounds like something similar to what Cena is to the U.S. belt. And I say in all honesty, that belt ain't shit. That U.S. belt, it never was shit. It was never about the belt. The U.S. belt, it was about John Cena. And now that John Cena doesn't have it, and it's it's not really as important. Now, for it to be on Alberto Del Rio, it's cool. I like to think that it's really cool. But it's nowhere close to what Cena made the U.S. Open. It wasn't even about the belt. It was more about the U.S. Open Challenge and John Cena than it was about the belt. So you know, I guess the question I was asking was if Nakamura was in fact John Cena-ing the belt, as if that belt ended up in anyone else's hands or around anyone else's waist, that it would just be another belt and all the attention would be towards, say, who's main eventing and who has the World Heavyweight Championship.
It could be. That could be the case. If it depends who they would put it on, though.
Yeah.
Like if they put it on a Fale, then probably that would happen. But if you put it on like a Hiroki Goto, if you put it on like Tetsuya Naito, I think they both could do something with it that was worthwhile. I mean, even if come Wrestle Kingdom 10, if AJ Styles beats Nakamura, which I don't think is going to happen, AJ Styles would take that belt and make it as prestigious, if not more prestigious, than it is now.
Is it time for Nakamura to drop that strap?
Not necessarily. Because I mean, he's dropped it, he's won it back. He's dropped it, he's won it back. So it's kind of been a pattern throughout the last year and a half or so. But if he does drop it come Wrestle Kingdom 10, I would like to see him get slowly put back into the IWGP heavyweight title picture.
Exactly. I guess that's the point I'm getting at because it's like they're equals in a sense. Like the belts are equal to me, but once you lose the Intercontinental title, then you should automatically be considered for a future, or not automatically considered, but you should at least be considered for a future IWGP Heavyweight Championship match, and or an opportunity at least. And like some people that lose the IWGP Heavyweight Championship have taken a step back and gone into the Intercontinental title picture because it gives them a chance to rebuild themselves, which is exactly what Nakamura did. But what about the junior heavyweight?
That would probably be like a third tier title. I would put like the IWGP heavyweight, then you've got the Intercontinental. Like if they're on the same level, those two are there, and then you would have it would be a second tier title. Because if it was a third, then it would negate what I completely just said. But yeah, the junior heavyweight title would be your secondary title then, but I don't consider that prestigious of a belt. Kenny Omega tried to make it a prestigious title, but I don't really think he got the job done. Because of the opponents that he was wrestling. He was doing a great job trying to do everything he could, but honestly, a match like last year at Wrestle Kingdom 9, he faced Ryosuke Taguchi, and if memory serves me correct, and that's not a way to raise the prestige of that particular title. Because Ryosuke Taguchi is a guy that I cannot take seriously.
Okay. That's the funky butt guy?
Yeah, the funky weapon.
Yeah,
the guy that uses the ass-based offense. Yeah, that's him.
He was once the tag team partner of Was it Okada?
I can't remember.
I think he was yeah, it was Okada and that guy, and they were both they were tag team. I remember hearing about it. I was like that's so weird for Okada to sort of branch off and be like this badass, and then this dude is kind of like a gimmick, like a a gimmick guy. I mean, even though it's a funny gimmick, I mean it works for him, but I'm just like, wow,
sure.
Talk about like getting Janetti'd, man. Word up. Like that's two different paths, but okay, that's what's up. And you think that it's a bad? Well, the injury itself is horrible. Like I would never wish on anybody to be injured. Did you see it? Did you get an opportunity to see like the?
I saw a picture of it.
Okay, because apparently the video is going around too of him landing.
Well, I saw a GIF of it, but like you can't really see anything in the video.
Okay.
Or the GIF, whatever one you see. It's like, especially like when. I don't know if you remember, because there was a similar injury with Sid Vicious where he landed. He was in a match with Scott Steiner at WCW Sin, which took place in January of 2001. And he landed. He came off the second rope.
Yeah, but he had a compound fracture.
But it was still like the same thing where his leg completely bent in half.
Okay.
It wasn't like the knee, but it was a similar injury where his leg completely snapped in half.
Yeah, he had a compound fracture. What's happening with Rollins is that he has a torn MCL.
It's a torn ACL, MCL, and meniscus.
Yeah, and you know what? It's
a blown knee.
Yeah, it sucks, but there's no bone breaking. I mean, Sid Vicious, his damn near leg almost came out of his fucking, bone came out of his leg. But yeah, man. I mean, I see it. The way I see it with this injury, it's just like, man, that sucks. Anyone who's glad that he's hurt, you're a fucking idiot. I just put it out there. You're a fucking goddamn idiot. But you look at the whole next man up scenario that's going to go on, and if there was ever a time for me to be excited about the WWE, and then have I not been excited about the product recently, say over the past 2 weeks, Cena being gone, Kane being gone, Randy Orton being gone. He's injured too, but just being gone, and just looking at the mid-card hell guys scrapping for that spot, the next man up, you're going to see a lot of good stuff. I mean, you're going to see a hell of a lot of good stuff coming from Cesaro, coming from Kevin Owens, coming from Dolph Ziggler, coming from Dean Ambrose, Ryback.
Yeah.
It's wide open. It's open season, and this competition, it's going to be great. It's going to be some great some great wrestling, but it still boils down to creative.
I don't know if the wrestling is going to be all that great, but it's going to be an interesting situation. And from what I'm hearing, they're starting the tournament tonight on Raw.
Oh, wow.
And somebody on my timeline just tweeted, but this timeline, and you can follow this guy. He's with Four Corners Radio, and his @name is @CubsCloser. But it says, crazy how we have 3 world championships that are vacant with some sort of tournament going on to see who will be the next, or to see who will hold the gold next. And it says #WWE because their title's vacant, #TNA because their title's vacant, and #AAA because their title is also vacant. And so all 3 companies at the exact same time, pretty much in the exact same time frame, are holding tournaments to crown new champions.
And once you think about it, if this would have happened around, like, say, spring or even over the summer, it would have sucked. But I just feel like fall, if some shit like this is going to go down, fall is the best time to do it. Because, the pay-per-view sort of cater to not having a strong champion. It doesn't, really. It's all kind of filler until we get to the Royal Rumble, and then Fastlane on to WrestleMania. Survivor Series. It's all kind of filler, so you don't really have to have a strong champion. And it's of the perfect time, because normally around this time, starting at Survivor Series, that we get new characters, we get new pushes, we get all these things. So I'd imagine each respected promotion that it's an exciting time.
It definitely is.
It's not an exciting time it's an exciting time anyway, but even more so because we got a slot to fill. If we're playing Tetris, this is like, the big block, the long block has to fall in the hole that this has been building and building and building until they take it all out. And I think it's going to translate over to the in-ring action as well. I just think it boils down to creative and the position they put these people in. For instance, what do you want to say?
I was just going to say, I heard that there's going to be 32 people in this tournament. So having said that, with all the people that are out, there's going to be a lot of jobbers in this tournament as well.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, I have a feeling that at Survivor Series, we're going to get the final 8. and they're going to do like a similar Deadly Game tournament, kind of like they did in 1998. And I think that's the way they set it up anyway. For if I'm thinking back that far, but they're going to have a lot of people in this tournament, and it's going to be a lot of jobbers. But eventually, hopefully, the final 8 will at least be people that I want to see in it. But unfortunately, there's a lot of guys in it, like Rusev, who I'd like to see in it, who are injured. And so it'll be interesting to see who they use to fill those 8 slots with. I know one of those slots is almost guaranteed to Roman Reigns.
Well, if Roman Reigns is already number one contender, he shouldn't have to be in it. He's already number one contender. He won that battle. Whatever.
He's winning the entire thing, though.
I know, but he
guarantee it. If he's in it, he's going to win the entire title, or he's going to win the title.
Well, one can only tell. They got enough damn time to sort of figure that all that out. But I say that Roman Reigns should just be whoever wins this tournament faces Roman Reigns at Survivor Series for the championship. Because he's already done what he had to do. May as well not have that number one contendership thing.
No, I think I understand what you're saying, but like as far as like because when did the number one contendership thing happen? Was it last week or the week before?
It was the day after. It was the Monday after elimination. Against Hell in a Cell.
Okay, because like with this Seth Rollins injury, the last 2 weeks of Raw, the last 2 weeks of anything WWE, they don't matter anymore. Like we're pretty much going into this or into tonight completely fresh. It's like a completely new ball game. It's like the stuff that happened 2 weeks ago doesn't matter anymore.
No, I think it really does matter. If they say, okay, Roman Reigns starts fresh, he's in this tournament, I think that would be a slap in the face. I think to us as fans, it'd be a slap in the face to creative how they're handling Roman. He's already number one contender. If they're smart, I'm telling you, if they're smart, and because if Roman Reigns is in that, he's taking away a spot from someone else that needs that spot.
But who would you fill in that spot? Because they only have, like I said, there's like 8 people. Actually, not even. There's like 11 people. A few of them are divas. So like let's just say 9 people that could be in this tournament that will not be in this tournament because they're injured.
Yeah, I mean,
so they need all the spots that they can get. So if they put Roman Reigns in a spot, it's because they don't have enough guys to fill this tournament with.
Nah, they'll find them. Even if they have to just do a couple call-ups.
And I have a feeling that even if Roman Reigns is not in the tournament, if he faces the winner of the tournament at Survivor Series, that's dumb, because whoever wins the tournament will have to go through like 3 matches that night and then face a fresh Roman Reigns. So that's stupid.
Exactly. That builds a suspense. That's like Royal Rumble type shit. If someone comes in at number 1 or 2,
that Roman Reigns is going to win.
We don't know that.
That's my problem.
We don't know that.
Yes, I do. Even if you put Roman Reigns in the tournament, he's winning. I've got news for you.
Nathan.
Sorry to burst your bubble. He's winning.
Nathan, that is not a sure thing. I promise.
To me, it is.
It is not It is not a sure thing. It's not a sure thing. If there was one thing that wasn't a sure thing, it's definitely that. I tell you that much.
They're going to take what they did with The Rock years ago at Deadly Game 1998 and do the same thing with Roman Reigns, barring a heel turn. They're going to do the exact same thing with him. They're going to strap a rocket to his back. They're going to give him the belt no matter what. Mm-hmm. That is my honest-to-God opinion. And I said this on Eyes on the Ring last night, is that if you give Roman Reigns the title, the time to do it is now. Because Survivor Series, going into, like, let's say, the Royal Rumble, is a weird time anyway, and it's a time where you can experiment with new things. So if they give him the belt now, and they have him keep it, like, let's say it doesn't work out, and they have to take it off him at the Royal Rumble, then that's what they have to do. I would much rather have them put it on him at Survivor Series than WrestleMania.
I mean,
because either way, 1 or 2 of the scenarios is going to happen. If he doesn't win it at Survivor Series, it's going to happen at WrestleMania.
All right. I mean, now, granted, fantasy booking and coming up with scenarios is fun. But I think even from the last time we talked, it was like I had this idea of, hey, man, I'm just going to watch this play out.
Yeah. See, I want to do that too, but it's just in the back of my mind, I just have that weird feeling that no matter what happens, that this tournament's going to end up being a complete waste because Roman Reigns is going to win it anyway.
No, and that's where I guess going in pessimistic, almost like my little video of me freaking out when Alberto Del Rio, like when Zeb Coulter came out, and I look at the camera, I go, this is going to be Jack Swagger, and then he's like Alberto Del Rio, and I fucking flip. Now it's one thing to go in with the glass half empty, and then say if that's not the case, it's a sigh of relief, joy, all these things, right? When you're thinking something's going to happen, and then you get thrown a curve, a swerve, I may add, and with this, because it's such an interesting time, and for all the injuries and the sabbatical and just things that are happening right now, I can't say nothing's a sure thing. I can't at all say anything's a sure thing. I think if Cena was still around, or Orton was still around, or Big Show and all that, those people were still around, I'd be like, yeah, you know what, Roman Reigns will probably get it. But it's just so many variables now that I go into it thinking, well, where does Dolph Ziggler come in on this? Where does Ambrose and their relationship turn out to be? Because it ain't going to be something as simple as, come on, man. I mean, it's a vacant title, and it's going to be held at one of the big three, right? One of the big four.
No. Survivor Series is not a big four pay-per-view.
Is WrestleMania, Rumble, SummerSlam, and
Money in the Bank.
That's a big four now?
It is, to me. Money in the Bank means more to me than Survivor Series.
But Series... But, I mean, I'm not talking about now, okay?
Survivor Series has always been a big four pay-per-view.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
But ever since Survivor Series 2013, which got the lowest buy rate of any pay-per-view in the last 15 years...
That was Punk, right?
That
guy.
He wasn't in the main event. I can't even remember. It was Punk taking on The Shield, and it was Daniel Bryan taking on the Wyatt family, and then the main event was Orton Big Show for the title.
Oh, yeah, that's why.
And that was the lowest drawing buy rate-wise pay-per-view in the last 15 years for WWE. And ever since then, there's a lot of people that do not consider Survivor Series as a big four pay-per-view.
But
a lot of people will replace it with Money in the Bank.
Well, they were about to take it away. They were about to get rid of it. I remember that talks of that. But nevertheless, all the formalities aside, it's traditionally a top four, right? So you got this scenario played out. You know who's going to get the championship match. It's no way in hell it's just going to be like black and white. It's not going to be like, okay, put the belt on Roman. It's just. It would be a waste. It would be a waste of a situation. It would be a waste of an opportunity to really get the ball rolling and to create more stars or to build more suspense. I just feel like, I just can't go into it thinking that it's just a sure thing. And I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen. WWE hasn't pissed me off in the past 2 weeks.
Well, be ready for them to piss you off in the next 4 then, because it's going to happen.
Dude, you're such a negative Nancy.
No, this entire tournament is going to be used to put over Roman Reigns and to sell you on Roman Reigns being the next champion.
It's my birthday.
I guarantee
and
it.
I'm right, okay? I'm gonna
be
right.
You're not.
I'm gonna be right on my birthday. I mean, I'm gonna be the right one here. Okay?
Nope.
I'm just putting it out there. All right? Did you leave?
No.
Oh. Kind of faded out. So, all right, we get to my best. Oh.
Have you heard about these tournament matches, by the way?
What tournament matches?
For the WWE title tournament. They announced the tournament matches already.
No, I've been at work, so...
Okay, so Eyes on the Ring just tweeted out, and I have a feeling that whoever tweeted it out took it from a viable source, meaning the internet, so Lords of Pain or whatever the fuck, WWE.com.
I just got this tweet that says, shared, Eyes on the Ring, the future of the WWE without Seth Rollins and possible scenarios.
Well, that was last night's podcast. But this, they just tweeted out, and it says Reigns versus Show. These are the matches that are listed. Reigns versus Show, Cesaro Sheamus, Del Rio Stardust, Kalisto Ryback, Owens versus Titus O'Neil, Miz versus Ziggler, Barrett versus Neville, and Breeze versus Ambrose.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that bracket.
Hold on.
No, I'm gonna have to look at it.
Yeah.
But either way, all right, we'll get back to that. I was listening to the Sound Off this morning, and he had a brilliant scenario of how the bracket should be. And I think some of them are in there, like show versus Reigns. That he came up with like this really weird scenario where actually everyone's thinking, oh God, another Reigns Big Show match. But in fact, Show's not in the match because somebody done fucked him up and took his spot. And the spot that was filled, he said, in this scenario would be the kid from NXT, the big guy, the football player.
Baron Corbin?
Baron Corbin. He was like, yeah.
The matches that Eyes on the Ring tweeted out, they took from Lords of Pain, and those matches are all accurate.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying it's not accurate, but I'm just saying, like...
Well, I'm just confirming for the listeners, because if they think that, I'm taking it just off of a tweet, then I'm not...
No, it's fine.
Doing research, so...
I don't think our listeners are that detailed. They listen to us for crying out loud. So yeah, I just thought that was a really cool scenario. Actually, if you listen to the intro, the way he just sets out that fucking that tournament, it's I
don't listen to him, so
no. Well, if you do get the chance, just the intro, just the beginning, he just gives his fantasy booking of the tournament.
See, and I don't like to listen to people fantasy book, and I don't like to listen to one man shows, so that's why I will not. I have nothing against the guy. But I can't listen to someone rattle on with. No,
he's not rattling. What I like about Jason Solomon is that he knows how to talk. So it's not going to be like this painstaking eye roll of a situation you would listen to. I'm not trying to sell. I'm just saying.
No, I've listened to him before.
It definitely
that's what it is.
It's definitely an interesting take.
Him, but it's just I can't listen to a one man show because it's boring.
But yeah, it's an interesting take. So if you're interested, just check it out. But anyway, let me get to my best and my worst. My best is an 8-0 Panthers team. We beat you should be happy about this. We beat the Green Bay Packers yesterday. And
why should I care?
Because I'm thinking you're a Vikings guy.
Not really.
Oh. Then never mind. Roman Reigns was a Viking.
Yeah, I know, but he didn't play that often, so.
You see that one dude I think he had a Roman. Was it Lesnar? Was it a Lesnar jersey I saw at one Raw, or like a Reigns jersey? I think
was it number 69?
I think so.
Because that's Lesnar.
Oh, that's Lesnar. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But Reigns has a jersey. Even when you try to tag him in YouTube, like if you try to write his name, it goes American football player. Roman Reigns. Weird. Well, anyway. 8-0 Panthers, and first time in franchise history, and one of the greatest heel moves in football history was pulled by Julius Peppers. Whenever Cam Newton scores a touchdown, like a run-in touchdown or something, he always grabs the ball and runs and gives it to a kid in the stands. Julius Peppers, the heel that he is, he's from North Carolina. I actually played against him in high school basketball. He refuses to give the ball to Cam. just flat out refuses. He's like, get the fuck off me. And then he just tosses it like 10 yards. So Cam had to go catch it and then give the ball to the kid. I thought that was awesome. I thought it was so great. Another best is last week's ending to NXT. My wrestling one. That was a great ending. Great match. Great ending. 2 fresh feuds, going forward. I loved it. The show itself was kind of lackluster, but that fucking match between Apollo Crews and Finn Balor was something interesting, and I knew there wasn't going to be a clean finish. I knew it. I just totally knew it was not going to be a clean finish. But how? We get a Joe turn, and then we get a fresh feud from Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews that has legs, has definite legs. My worst, do I have a worst? I would guess my worst of the weekend would be, do I even have a worst? Oh yeah, that my birthday's on a fucking rainy day. This sucks.
Plus it's on the day of the Montreal Screwjob's 18-year anniversary.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I never knew that.
Yeah.
On my birthday as well, I share a birthday with Cisco. That's interesting. And I shared a birthday.
Who's Cisco?
Cisco, the thong song?
Never heard of it.
You've heard the thong song. The thong.
Never heard of it.
You're not that much of a loser.
I don't listen to current music. I listen to music that's older than me.
All right. I mean, this song is probably as old as you are. I mean, I think the thong song released in like 95?
95? I was born in 85, you idiot.
Well, damn, you were 10. Then you had to hear it. You were doing the thong song dance.
I don't even know what that is.
You and Cisco thong song in it. Well, anyway.
I think you're mixing it up. I think you're thinking of Sir Mix-a-Lot.
No. Cisco thong song, bro. That was a hit. A huge hit. I mean, it's like a white girl favorite, too. Like, I DJ, and when I play that shit, the white girls lose their fucking mind. And
good to know, I guess. The
release of A Tribe Called Quest, Midnight Marauders, and Wu-Tang's Enter the 36 Chambers also released 95, November 9, 1995. So that's badass. And I would say my other worst is I was watching the game. I have a Falcons friend. He's Falcons all the way. He's from Atlanta. I always give him shit because I always tell him that Atlanta has the worst fans of any sport ever. There's too much to do in Atlanta to fucking watch a basketball or football or baseball game. And we sat down. We were talking business, but we were watching the San Francisco 49ers, who are crap. And Blaine Gabbert he got the starting position because they benched Kaepernick. And I'm like, no way, dude, you're going to lose to fucking Blaine Gabbert. And he had to sit there and watch Blaine Gabbert slice and dice his Atlanta Falcons to a victory. And I just sat there, and he was so... he just looked pathetic, because I'm picking on him because I'm thinking, no way Blaine Gabbert is going to beat them.
Yeah.
So after a while, I was like, dude, I'm actually rooting for you guys now to win. I'm like, this sucks. You're gonna go down to Blaine Gabbert. But yeah, that was definitely a worst. Like a shitty weather on my birthday, nothing to do on a Sunday night, and then watching my friend go down in flames. And speaking of which, the NXT ending, like you watched NXT, didn't you, last week?
Yeah.
What is your take on that entire scenario?
I really like it. I think it's going to be something that's going to be really cool, and I'm looking forward to see where they go with it.
Because you're talking about injuries on the main roster and people not there. I mean, NXT is dealing with that just as much.
Yeah. Well, they were dealing with it before the main roster was. Yeah. Like all of WWE right now, NXT, WWE, or WWE Raw, SmackDown, all of that's hurt. Like, all of it's hurting.
What? Hideo Itami, Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn.
I don't think he goes back to NXT, man.
Sami Zayn?
Yeah.
I think he might go back for like a month or two.
Yeah.
Just to shake off the ring rust. But other than that, I think he's going to go back up to the main roster soon after that.
The Divas division is depleted in NXT. It is. Ugh. I mean, you got Cameron, and we got Ava Marie last Wednesday.
Yep.
Yeah, like that says a lot.
And we got Nia Jax, who I do not like.
Give her time, dude. Give her time. It's about...
I don't like her body type.
Uh-oh.
And I don't like... I'm not saying like that it's like bad, but it's like... I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with a bigger woman. I'm not saying that like she has to be skinny or anything.
Uh-oh.
I just don't like the body type and the body type is fine. I just don't like how she uses it to her advantage and this, that, and the other. Because it's like, yeah, you're big, whatever, but you don't have to make it so fucking obvious.
Hey now, beep beep beep, back it up. Don't say nothing you're gonna regret later, dog.
What am I gonna regret later?
Well, you know how sensitive motherfuckers can be. I mean, that's what's great about wrestling. We can be cruel. It's okay to be cruel because wrestling...
I'm not being cruel. I'm just saying...
I'm just saying in general. I'm not saying you're being cruel, but...
Yeah.
I mean, very much like pageantry, WWE is an image occupation. It's all about your image. How you look, your size, your hair, everything. I mean, it's like Miss America. So we can actually pick out and point out things and it not be like an issue. But because the Divas division has been getting so much attention recently, and even on the indies, you know, when you got like the PWG tag team champion is a woman, you know, half of it is a woman, and what's happening...
You're talking Candice LeRae and...
the world's cutest tag team.
Yeah.
And then you have...
Joey Ryan.
Yeah, Joey Ryan. Then you have what's happening with... just like Evolve and how the NXT is pulling talent out of there, the women are pulling talent out of what is the name of that all women's wrestling promotion?
Shimmer.
Yeah, you know.
Well, there's multiple all women's promotions. There's Shimmer and there's Shine, but I have a feeling you're talking about Shimmer.
Yeah, Shimmer is working more closely with WWE than the rest of them, and it's just sometimes you still want to be critical because, again, being that wrestling is an image-based occupation, you still are talking about women, you know?
Well,
and if you talk about... No, I'm not dissing or...
No, I'm not saying you're that, but it just made me think of something. Evolve is working with WWE, therefore Shimmer is working with WWE. And the reason that is because they're both under the WWN Live banner, which is the World Wrestling Network.
Yeah.
So if Evolve works with WWE, then Shimmer is automatically working with WWE as well.
I know that, like...
So I just wanted to get that out there.
Yeah, because I think even all those Australian chicks are from Shimmer.
Yeah. I think you might be right.
But, and it's like, once the whole sort of feminist sort of thing gets in where it's like, well, these women are going in and, you know, they're dressed down. I mean, it's about tits, it's about ass, it's about being sexy, but you know, and then they have to perform in the ring. The idea why Ava Marie is getting the push that she's getting because she's like really fucking hot. The reason why, you know, Nikki Bella got the push that she got is because outside of the fact that she is fucking Cena, she's been in a company because she's hot. Her and her sister. Their shelf life is running up though because they're getting older. But when you start talking about girls who don't look as good and that becoming like a focal point of conversation, it becomes an issue. And I wish it didn't. I wish it didn't. You know, it's you have every right to say everything that you have to say about what you call a side. Every right. That's the nature of the beast. But I just feel like I remember when she first came out and like everyone was sort of talking about her size and what she was wearing, and it became an issue. Like it was a topic of discussion. Like, how dare, you know, not everyone has to look like this. Not everyone. It's like, but you kind of do. And it's expected. Kevin Owens is fat. Yeah, it's expected that people to pick on you or point that out because it's just the nature of the beast. So that's all. I just hope if anyone's listening and hear what you say, don't get it mixed, get it twisted, because you're not saying that her size is wrong. I got it all.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, her size is something that it throws me off when I watch her.
She has no identity, though.
Yeah.
That's what's fucking me up. She comes out looking like a disco ball, right? The first week. Then she comes out looking like a Samoan Karma, right? Different hair, like not different hair, but just different appearance. Like, where's your identity at? And that's what's great about NXT. It's developmental to me. Like you get the opportunity to do things like that with an up and comer. The first time when I saw her perform and she did that barrel hug, I thought that was going to be her finisher. It wasn't her finisher. This week she did the thing. It was almost like a torture rack, and I'm thinking, okay, like sort of a horizontal torture rack, and I was like, wait a minute, that should be it. And then that wasn't it. Her finishing move is the big leg.
Yeah, but the move you're talking about is the Canadian backbreaker.
Okay, the Canadian backbreaker, and I just go like, this chick needs identity quick, because if they don't get this right, and it's not like they don't have karma to base around. A woman at her size and her potential athletic ability, they could just look at the karma model and just go, hey, let's just do that. It's not the first time they fucking bit off another gimmick. It's simple. And Karma is one of the most, I would like to think she's one of the most famous, most notable women's wrestlers there ever was. The magic.
Yeah, but not in WWE because she didn't last that long.
I know. Well, she didn't even start. She got pregnant immediately.
Technically, she did. She was killing people. She never actually had a match.
Mm-hmm. And that only lasted like 3 weeks or something. And then she got.
It was like a month. I think.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't want them to drop the ball with her, because we do. I'd like to think that that WWE needs like that monster diva. They need it. I think it just shakes up the landscape a little bit. It's definitely needed, but man, that gaping hole and having to deal with her progression and having to look at all those jobber Australian chicks, Ava Marie, having to watch basically the only divas that are really worth a damn, Asuka, Bayley, and damn, that's about it, man.
Yeah.
I'm thinking there's one. Oh yeah, I'm always what's her name? With Emma. Yes.
Who's that?
Emma.
Who's Emma? No, I'm kidding. I know who she is, but I could care less about her.
Oh, I like Emma. I think she's great. I've always been a fan.
She was at one point, but now they're never going to do anything with her because of the incident that they had where they had to fire her and then they brought her back. Oh. They are never going to do anything with her.
I think she's young enough to have things sort of grace over. If they do nothing with her, they just need to take her off TV altogether. And they haven't done that. She's still...
Well, and she's Dana Brooke's sidekick right now, and that's what I think her role needs to be.
I think she could be something better. She's too fucking hot, and she is good. Like, she can wrestle her ass off.
When she's motivated.
Yeah.
Like, her match with Paige was really good, but as of recently, I haven't seen anything with her that's been any good.
Well, she had that match, the last match she had, where she kind of got mean. It was almost like a more vicious Emma. I love that shit. I just like Emma. Maybe I'm the president of the Emma fan club here. I
know people that like her too, but it's just like I want to like her, but I'm not going to invest in somebody that I know that they're not going to do anything with.
Again, it's still early, bro. She's still super young.
What, do you remember why she got fired?
Yeah, shoplifting.
This and that and the other. Yeah,
shoplifting.
And because of that, because they realized that we've done things to people that have done way worse than that, and they hadn't gotten fired. They brought her back. They will never do anything with her of value.
I don't think that's the case.
And once they brought her to the main roster, They didn't have anything for her, so now she's down in NXT, and she shouldn't be there. She should be on the main roster, mixing it up with the women on the main roster, and yet she's down in NXT.
Well, they're
never going to
off.
do anything with of value with
But
Emma.
she's better off on NXT right now. That Divas division,
I agree.
Yeah.
She is, but if they want to do anything with her, she needs to be on the main roster.
Yeah.
Because like you always say, NXT is great, but it's developmental.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that happens in NXT doesn't really matter in hindsight.
Don't say that to Jake, though. He'll yell at you.
No, I know. I've heard your guys' conversation.
Dude!
And your talk about, I listened to your last podcast about breaking ground, and I couldn't believe the conversation that you guys had.
Or even the Miz versus Cesaro, and how he got fired up. Like, man.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you probably listen to the podcast and not watch the YouTube, but man, he's like his eyes get real bugged out, and he gets real close to the microphone. Like, that's when you know he's fired up. It's funny as hell. It's entertaining as fuck, and I'm just like, oh man, this guy is completely marking out right now. So, you know, and actually the NXT developmental is a poke at him. It is to fire him up. But this week, the last 2 weeks didn't fire him up, and something totally not even related to NXT fired him up. I was just like, dude, I gotta get better at my healing, man. My healing out, because, dude, I'm thinking of one thing and he's thinking another. So that's funny shit. And another thing that's arise. Speaking of divas, PWI. Do you pay attention to that stuff?
Pro Wrestling Illustrated?
Uh-huh.
Every once in a while, yes.
So you saw the women's wrestling top 100?
Top 50?
Top 50, yeah.
I saw the list, like I glazed over it, but I didn't really see, like, I didn't really pay attention to it all that much. I can't even tell you off the top of my head who's number one.
I could tell you. And I don't know if Jake keeps up with that stuff, but if I tell him this, his head would probably explode.
It's Nikki Bella, isn't it?
It's Nikki fucking Bella.
Okay.
The greatest thing ever. Fuck yeah, she's number one. It's the number one promotion. She was the champion. Why not?
Yeah.
It was awesome. I heard about it, and you see some people snarling about it. I'm just like, you guys are idiots. Like, damn right she's number one. And I'm not even being facetious, I'm like, just look at the landscape. She's the top dog. So of course you make her. But the thing about the credibility of a PWI is whatever. It's to get people talking. No one ever talks about PWI. Now they're talking about it. So it was a smart move on their behalf.
They always talk about it when the PWI 500 comes out.
Yeah. But, well, that's the thing.
But they always dispute, this person shouldn't be there. They should be here, this, that, and the other.
But they're not the mainstay of, like, professional wrestling. They don't no one answers to them for shit. This is, like, their group, their opinions. And they come up with these lists just to have people talk about them. Because, like, that's what lists do. Or the top 100 this, the top 50 this, the top 10 this, the top 5 this. Someone's going to dis-a-fucking-agree. And you're going to have a barroom brawl. Just like, you know why they made the Guinness Book of World Records?
To piss people off.
No, not to piss people off. To stop bar brawls. Because, back in the day, motherfuckers be like, no, man, this guy has, like, the longest mustache. No, man, this guy has the longest mustache. Or this guy's the strongest. No, this guy's the strongest. And it would be, alcohol involved there at a bar. And you get into, like, a heated argument and then fisticuffs. So, Guinness decided to make a book and go around the world and find all the things that people do and find the best and find the world's fastest, the world's strongest, the world's this, the world's that. So when the argument came up in bars, right, that made someone either right or wrong or both right or both wrong to prevent bar fights, unless the motherfuckers just hated each other anyway. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, this top 100 this top 100 that. I see it the same way. If there was like a governing body over wrestling that actually did like sports science or like they kept up with a person's record and all that stuff, that could be like the Guinness Book of World Record. It would nullify it in all rankings,
Mm-hmm.
But if you are a magazine, you want some fucking people talk about your magazine. Say take like a rap magazine. It's like, oh, the top 50 top rappers of all time. Man, we're gonna be talking about we'll be talking about that shit forever.
I don't know if you're interested, but the top 5, because apparently the entire list hasn't been released yet.
Mm-hmm.
But the top 5 are in complete order from 1 to 5.
Can I guess 2 of them? Can I guess 2 of them?
Okay.
Gail Kim has got to be in the top 5.
She's number 5.
Wow, she's 5?
Yes.
Shit. Okay. All right. Is Candice LeRae in there?
No.
Okay. I mean, she's a title holder. I'm thinking she would be. And my last Paige has to be up in there.
She is number 2.
Wow.
She was number 1 last year.
Is there another WWE in the top 5?
Yes.
So that would be Sasha Banks.
Yes.
Okay.
It goes Nikki Bella is number 1. Paige is number 2. Sasha Banks is number 3. Santana Garrett is number 4. And Gail Kim is number 5.
Who the fuck is Santana Garrett?
She's on the indies.
Ah.
She's really fucking good.
Is she hot?
Yes. Ooh. She's like the type of chick that WWE would look to sign. Based on her look alone, if she couldn't wrestle her way out of a nutsack.
I tell you what, the chick that faced Ava Marie last Wednesday, she was a looker.
Which one?
She was like a little blonde chick. I almost thought it was.
Yeah, I couldn't remember who, or like they never even named her.
I think she had like a silly name.
Wait, yeah, she did. It was like it started with an S and it was like one word, but I can't remember.
It was something.
What her name actually was.
It was real silly. What? Say her name again. I'm gonna look.
I think it was like Shaza or something really, really ridiculous.
Yeah, but what's the name of the number 4 girl? Say her name again.
Santana Garrett.
Santana Garrett. I'm looking up this. Oh, there it is. Let's see you, girl. Come on now. Oh! All right now. In the great words of Booker T, sucky sucky. Quack it, shuck it, duck it, quack, quack. Yeah, she's hot, man.
Never say it again.
Dude, that's like one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. She's in my top 3.
Who?
It's Diamond Dallas Page, Goldust, and Booker T. Those are my 3 favorite wrestlers of all time. I like this girl. She has her face is all right. Yeah, she's hot though. All right.
That's a weird top 3 wrestlers of all time, by the way.
My favorite. I mean, okay, favorite. They're my favorite all-time wrestlers.
Well, my favorite all-time wrestlers would completely different from that, but that's fine.
I would hope so.
Well, it's funny because it's like, I respect that list, but it's like, it's completely different from anybody else's list.
Do you think I walk around during the day thinking about how you approve or not approve of anything that I'm thinking about?
Yes, all the time.
Oh man, is there anything else? Is there anything else we need to talk about? You were gonna wrap this fucker up, make it a short one today because it's my birthday.
No, we can do that.
We did a lot of indie stuff today.
Yeah, we did.
Definitely did. So
I need something else to talk about besides WWE.
I know. Never want to get too heavy about the WWE. I guess the only thing, superstar Billy Graham is now with he finally signed another deal with the WWE.
You mean like a Legends contract?
Mm-hmm.
That could be interesting.
I think he's stepping because you remember when he wanted to do the he wanted to take the place of Dusty Rhodes for the promo part of the NXT development.
No, I don't.
Yeah, like right around the time Dusty died, he put it out there that he wanted to fill in his shoes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that just happened. Triple H is doing the thing, man. Triple H is he's the guy. One of the things that Jason said, he was like, we should send him to the Gaza Strip. You know, we should just send him to the Middle East. We should have him as the House Speaker or the President to bring together the Republicans and the Democrats. Because if this guy is able to heal wounds and mend fences in the WWE, which is really hard to do because people are really petty. If he's able to get, oh man, because the heat that superstar, him exposing the drug use and all that shit and talking shit about like Jericho and all that stuff. So whatever. But that's about it. I mean, I guess if we're looking over something, get your plugs in, bro.
You can follow me on Twitter at Headliner5. Follow Eyes on the Ring at Eyes on the Ring. I will be tweeting from both accounts tonight during Raw. And you can visit eyesonthering.com, read my latest ROH TV review from this last Saturday, and that is it.
Speaking of ROH, where are they in the TV right now? The Roger Strong television match hasn't been aired yet.
What do you mean?
Roger Strong versus Jay Lethal.
It airs this week, I believe.
Okay. All right. It sucks that I got the spoiler to that.
But then they're leading up to Final Battle, which takes place on Friday, December 18th, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, which sucks because I'll be working, so I'll have to watch it later.
Okay. Well, I won't be watching Raw tonight. I'm too busy having a birthday celebration. Yeah, I'm so excited. But PJTW Central is how you follow me on the Twitters thingies, the Twitters verse. Peter and Jake talks wrestling every Wednesday. I'm doing that the YouTube in parts now rather than the one stream, so that's a lot of work. We got the Neu Daye Podcast every Monday. Every Monday, Neu Daye. After the Neu Daye Podcast, after Raw, normally it's Peter's Raw recap, which won't happen tonight. I'll probably get that up tomorrow. Got Peter Talks SmackDown, which was an awesome show last week. I know how you shit on SmackDown, but SmackDown was damn good.
One thing I forgot to mention that I just want to mention quick, SmackDown could actually become must watch, at least for the foreseeable future, because they're starting this tournament tonight, and it's going to continue on SmackDown. So they're actually going to do stuff on SmackDown that has continuity from Raw.
Yeah,
for the next month or so. So I'm all for that.
The Dusty Rhodes Classic, I would only hope that whoever done the booking for that is doing the booking for this, because that
Doubtful.
I know, but it was such a good tournament.
Yeah. I hope they do it every year, but I don't know if it's going to, if they do it next year, I don't know if it's going to top the tournament that happened this year.
Oh, are you saying the Dusty Cup?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not saying, vacate the WWE title every year.
I know, right?
That would be dumb.
That'd be awesome. They're just going to have an angle every year around this time where the champion just gets injured.
Kayfabe injury.
I don't want to be champ. I don't want to be champ. They're going to kill me. But but definitely, even last week was a really good. It was really the only thing that they fucked up on was the Survivor Series style match between the Wyatts.
Yeah, because nobody got eliminated on the Wyatt side.
No, not that. I think they positioned Titus O'Neil to be the last guy against the four, and I think it was this golden opportunity to see if the crowd would get behind Titus O'Neil as a sympathetic babyface. and it kind of fell flat. And I was just like, oh, this is the moment, 401. Because when he went first, I was like, oh, shit, like, they're going to take Titus out early. That sucks for him to go in that early. I would think they would save him for the last guy so the crowd can get behind him. He ended up being the last guy, and the crowd just didn't respond. It was sad. And I'm like, this was a moment. This was what would have been Titus' moment. And this is how, this is how Vince McMahon sees this shit. This is how Kevin Dunn sees this. Or Triple H. They see moments like this. Let's put him in that position and see what happens. And it fell flat. And I was so disappointed. Oh, because I like Titus O'Neil. Maybe I'm the president of that fan club too, but I really like Titus O'Neil.
Yeah, so do I.
Well, anyway, Peter talks SmackDown. And yeah, that's it, man. Like, check out episode, what is it? I think it was 60. Last week was 65. Yeah, 65 of Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling. And if you want to check out even the last episode to the New Daye Podcast, what was the name of it? Oh, Viva La Newman. He's like, what is that supposed to mean? Don't ask me about what the title is this week, okay? Because it's going to be
well, damn it, I was just going to ask you what the title for this next one means, even though I don't know what it is yet.
I'm going to keep it simple.
I'm gonna make that my gimmick and ask you that every freaking week.
Okay.
Just because I'm an asshole.
Oh, yo. Yeah, it's going to just be like, they say it's your birthday. It's the birthday podcast or something birthday related.
That's dumb.
But it's my fucking birthday.
So, you mark.
And?
You should call it the birthday screwjob because it happened, or the Montreal screwjob happened on your birthday in 1997.
And you know what? I'm gonna name it that, and you're still gonna ask me.
No, I'm not.
You're still gonna fucking. Hey man, what's the deal with that title? And
I'm gonna do it now just because you said so.
And birthday screwjob just sounds nasty.
Nasty.
Yeah.
It sounds like a porno.
And see, we open like fucking ratchet as hell. And now we end ratchet as hell.
What does that mean?
Like, ratchet?
Yeah.
Just dirty.
Oh, okay.
Just filthy. We started
off...
off...
your terms, man.
How about this? Suspect? We started off suspect, we ended suspect. How about that? Does that work?
Yeah, that's better.
All right.
You and your young people and your...
Young people? I'm older than you. I'm a decade older than you.
Not a decade. You're what, 38?
Yeah, I'm 38. Today?
Yeah,
yes.
I'm 30. So...
Yeah, you young buck.
Years.
Whatever. Get that Similac off your breath. And wipe that... Yeah.
Whatever, old man.
Whatever. I'll be that old man.
Go do whatever you do and be to bed at 7.
Woo!
That's your bedtime.
Woo! That's me right now. I'm styling and profiling. All right, guys. So, you got anything last to say, you jerk?
Nope. Just have fun with wrestling. That's what it's there for. And have fun watching Raw or doing whatever you're doing. And if you're Peter, happy birthday and don't do anything stupid. Oh,
dude, I'm all about doing something stupid. I'm all about doing something stupid. Dude, I got some great stuff happening tonight. Well, anyway, and for anybody out there, don't do something stupid. And also, watch out for those foreign objects. We will talk to you next week, you marks. Peace.